By the time a realtor calls me for help filling an open role on their team, chances are they've looked on their own and they've probably made a few hiring mistakes along the way. Today I'm going to share with you the 4 most common hiring mistakes I hear from agents, and this is based on my more than 10 years of experience working with agents to fill roles on their teams. So today we're going to talk about the 4 most common hiring mistakes so that you can avoid them. Let's dig in. Hi, I'm Vanessa Rosenblum, president of R.E.A. Staffing, where we are passionate about fostering careers in real estate and growing real estate teams. For help landing your dream job in real estate or finding your dream candidate, make sure to hit subscribe and ring the bell so that you're notified every time we post a new video. So there are 4 common mistakes I hear from realtors, and the first is hiring for the wrong reason. And there are really 3 subcategories here. The first is hiring out of desperation. They just needed a body, and so they hired the first person who showed up. The second is hiring out of pity. There was an agent in their office who was struggling, or a candidate really pulled on their heartstrings, and so they hired them. And the third is hiring someone that they like, but who isn't fit for the job. And this makes sense. Real estate agents like people. They're attracted to people who are dynamic and polished. And so when that kind of a candidate walks through the door, sometimes they get blinded by the package and they don't look below the surface to make sure that the person has the skills and experience to actually do the job. The second most common hiring mistake is just not being truthful about the job. Now, I don't think most realtors or most people in general try to be deceitful during their interview process, but I think it's easy for a realtor to have a more grandiose idea of what this role is. And when you try to sell an operations manager on a clerical job, when that person takes the position, you're going to lose them. They're going to feel really disillusioned by their job, and they're going to move on. The other part of not being truthful is not being truthful about what's happening in your world, in your life. If you have ADHD, if you're going through a divorce, if you have 4 young children, whatever's happening in your life that impacts you, impacts your executive assistant. And they should know before you hire them what they're getting into and what kind of things you're dealing with that are going to impact them. The third most common hiring mistake is not checking references. You guys must check references. And I can tell you, after all of these years of hiring assistants, that sometimes the people with the most perfect package have the biggest skeletons in their closet. And even if you end up with perfect references, this gives you an opportunity to understand how to communicate with this person, how to manage them, and how to support them in their growth. So check references. Now, if this is something you just don't have time for, we do check references for clients. It's just $50 per reference, and we have a really fantastic and detailed reference check form that we go through. So if we can help you with that, let us know. Now, the 4th most common hiring mistake is hiring salespeople before you have your full administrative staff built out. Your first hire must always be an executive assistant. This person is responsible for building the foundation of your business so that you can continue to grow. Once you have your systems and procedures in place and you're ready to scale, then hire a second assistant. Do whatever you can to avoid hiring more salespeople until you absolutely must hire salespeople, and then do it strategically. Buyer's agents are looking to you for guidance, coaching, support, nurturing, leads. And if you're not ready to give all of that to another agent, if you don't have the systems, procedures, and the experience to provide a healthy work environment for your buyer's agents so that they can support you in closing more sales, you're just going to waste your time, money, and energy. So administrative staff until you absolutely must hire a buyer's agent. That's the rule. Now, have you made any of these hiring mistakes? If so, leave a comment below. We'd love to hear from you. And it's all well and good to know how to avoid these hiring mistakes, but do you know what questions to ask during the interview process so that you can get to the truth with your candidates? We've created an interview guide for interviewing real estate assistants. The link is in the description below. If you liked this video, please give us a like, and so that we know to make more videos like this one. And thanks, we'll see you on the next one.